Hello and welcome. The top stories today. The National President, Senior Staff Association of Nigerian Universities, Mohammed Ibrahim, has appealed to the federal government to release the withheld 4-month salaries of its members to help reduce the economic hardship on them. South African authorities have intensified the search for a missing 6-year-old girl, with a unit of the Navy joining the operation. Pieces of clothing allegedly stained with blood were found in Saldanha Bay near Cape Town over the weekend. And in sports, the Nigerian Olympics Committee said that Nigeria will be represented by no fewer than 358 athletes in 25 sports at the 13th African Games. Welcome to News Hour here on TV Sapiencia with me, Chioma Vicchwemka. The news in full. The National President, Senior Staff Association of Nigerian Universities, Mohammed Ibrahim, has appealed to the federal government to release the withheld 4-month salaries of its members to help reduce the economic hardship on them. In 2022, 2 months after ASU commenced a nationwide strike, both ASANU and the non-academic staff of educational and associated institutions also embarked on nationwide industrial action. The action was to protest the government's failure to fulfill its promises to the workers. SANU queried the rationale behind the government's insistence on the no work, no pay policy, saying that due process was followed before embarking on the strike that lasted 4 months. Till he left office, President Buhari seized the payment of the workers. Away from that, a former governor of Anambra State, Willie Obiano, has challenged the jurisdiction of the Abuja Federal High Court to hear the alleged fraud preferred against him by the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission. The FCC had on January 24 arraigned the former governor on 9 charges bordering on alleged money laundering to the tune of 4 billion naira. In the charges, the EFCC alleged that Obiano diverted Anambra State security votes to the tune of 4,8,573,350 while he was in the saddle as governor between 2014 and 2022. The FCC accused him of indirectly transferring through his private principal secretary 1.2 billion naira from the state security vote account to another account belonging to Moment of Peace Ventures, an entity with no business with the state. Obiano, however, pleaded not guilty to all the counts. At the resumed hearing of the case on Monday, counsel for the EFCC, Silvanus Tahir, told the court he was ready for the commencement of hearing in the matter and had 3 witnesses to present in court. But counsel for the defendant, Onyechi Bazusan, told the court that he had filed a motion challenging the jurisdiction of the court to hear the matter. We are following up on the story and we'll keep updating you as it unfolds. Moving things along, a member of the United Nations Independent International Fact-Finding Mission for Sudan, Professor Joy Ezelu, has lamented that severe hunger and extreme poverty faced by many poor and vulnerable Nigerians are pushing people to criminal activities. Ezelu, a senior advocate of Nigeria and a law professor at the University of Nigeria, stated these in a statement early in the week, today Monday, in reaction to the looting of the Abuja warehouse allegedly belonging to the Federal Capital Territory. Some residents of the Federal Capital Territory yesterday Sunday looted a warehouse reportedly belonging to the National Emergency Management Agency. According to Ezelu, the looting is an indication of a bad omen. She, however, reminded Nigerians that despite the current economic challenges and desperate times, stealing is still a crime, warning that anyone caught will be held accountable according to the penal laws. Still in security, the police have beefed up security at warehouses belonging to the National Emergency Management Agency nationwide, following the looting of food warehouses in Abuja, Capital Territory Abuja, on Sunday by suspected hoodlums. This was as soldiers foiled an attempt to raid a factory warehouse at the Idu Industrial District, Jabi, Abuja, on Sunday morning, arresting 5 of the attackers. Footage of the incident made available to newsmen showed the arrested suspects lying on the ground as armed soldiers stood over them. The factory was involved in the production, processing and packaging of various agro-commodities, including grains, rice, pulses and edible oil. Several incidents of attacks and looting of warehouses and food trucks have been reported in many cities against the backdrop of the hardship and the cost of living crisis currently facing the country. Away from that, the Minister of Aviation and Aerospace Development, Festus Keyamo, has denied claims that the ministry is planning to relocate a firefighting simulator from the Nigerian College of Technology, Zaria, Kaduna State to Lagos State. This was contained in a statement dated March 3, 2023 by the Minister's Special Assistant on Media and Communications, Tunde Moshood, on Keyamo's official X account today, Monday. In the statement titled Aviation Ministry Refutes Unsubstantiated Rumor Regarding movement of firefighting simulator from Zaria to Lagos, the minister noted that the rumor is nothing but the handwork of mischief makers bent on destabilizing the course of the nation. He added that there was no iota of truth in the rumor because the originator, who is a member of the House of Representatives, referred to an unsubstantiated plan by the ministry to relocate the firefighting simulator out of the Nigerian College of Technology, Zaria, to Lagos State. We'll take a break right now. When we return, hopes had been high over the past week following talks in Paris that there could be a new Gaza ceasefire deal in place of the Islamic holy month of Ramadan next week. These and other stories will come your way after this timeout. Please do stay with us. Glad to have you join us right here on News Hour. Hopes had been high over the past week following talks in Paris that there could be a new Gaza ceasefire deal in place for the start of the Islamic holy month of Ramadan next week. However, while Hamas has now sent a delegation to Cairo for further negotiations with Egyptians and Qatari mediators, Israel has not. This looks like a serious new block. Israeli officials quoted in local media demand clear answers from Hamas on key issues, as well as a list of the surviving Israeli hostages who could be released with an agreement. Meanwhile, a senior Hamas official, Dr. Bassem Naim, told newsmen on Sunday that practically it is impossible to know who is still alive because of continuing Israeli bombing. Away from that, South African health officials in KwaZulu-Natal province have issued an alert over the outbreak of pink hair disease and called on people who suspect they have the infection to seek treatment. At least 161 cases of the infection have been confirmed in various parts of eThekwini district in the province since last week, according to provincial official in charge of health, Nomagugu Simelene. Ms. Simelene has urged the public to practice good personal hygiene to avoid getting the eye infection and to stop its spread. Pink hair is an infection that causes inflammation of the tissues lining the eyelid and the eyeball, also known as conjunctiva. It is most often caused by a viral infection, also known as viral conjunctivitis, which is highly contagious. It can also be caused by a bacterial infection or an allergic reaction. Its symptoms include pink or red color in the white of the eyes, swelling of the conjunctiva, and increased tear production. South African authorities have intensified the search for a missing 6-year-old girl, with a unit of the Navy joining the operation. Pieces of clothing allegedly stained with blood were found in Saldanha Bay near Cape Town over the weekend. Jocelyn Smith disappeared from outside her home in an informal settlement in Saldanha on 19th of February. On Sunday, the South African Police Service said that an identified area in Dyersville in the locality had been subdivided into zones to coordinate the search. It said that a mounted police unit and more specialized dogs had been brought in to scour the identified area. The items found over the weekend have been sent to a forensic laboratory for analysis. The police have appealed to the public to refrain from spreading false information on social media and recording the searches, as these may affect the investigation. Away from South Africa, Sudan's military leader Abdel Fattah al-Burhan says Sudan will only consider the African Union's proposal to end the conflict if the continental bloc reinstates its full membership. The AU suspended Sudan following the military takeover of power on 25th of October 2021. General Burhan met members of the recently formed AU high-level panel on the resolution of the conflict in Sudan, led by Mohammed Ibn Chambers on Sunday. The three-member panel was established by the AU Commission in January to facilitate dialogue, restore constitutional order, and work collaboratively with Sudanese stakeholders and the international community towards a lasting peace. We move to Algeria, where the Algerian government has pledged to support Mozambique in the fight against kidnapping and the jihadist insurgency, primarily affecting the northern province of Cabo Delgado. The agreement comes after Mozambique President Filipe Nyusi's four-day visit to Algeria. President Nyusi told journalists on Sunday that Algeria had promised immediate support for the local force, the one that is fighting terrorism. He added that the North African country would train their forces and send equipment to help them in their fight against jihadist groups. The two countries have deep historical ties, as the first guerrillas from Mozambique's liberation war were trained in Algeria. We take yet another break right now. When we return, we move to sports, where the Nigeria Olympics Committee said that Nigeria will be represented by no fewer than 358 athletes in 25 sports at the 13th African Games. These and other stories will follow your way in sports. Stay with us. Glad to have you back here on News Hour. In sports, the Nigeria Olympics Committee said that Nigeria will be represented by no fewer than 358 athletes in the 25 sports at the 13th African Games. Now, the Public Relations Officer of NOC, Tony Neziaya, stated this in a statement today, Monday, in Lagos. He said that the Games would be held from March 8th to 23rd in Accra, Kumasi, and Cape Coast. According to the breakdown, team Taekwondo, wrestling, and karate have the highest number of individual sports athletes, each having 14 athletes, while arm wrestling has 15 athletes. Away from that, following his impressive performance at the 2023 Africa Cup of Nations in Ivory Coast, Super Eagles goalkeeper Stanley Webley's stock continues to rise, with two clubs recently expressing interest in signing the shortstopper. According to reports, EFL Championship side Queen's Park Rangers and Saudi Pro League outfit Al Ettifaq are both eyeing a swoop for the 27-year-old goalkeeper. Italian transfer expert Fabrizio Romano on Sunday wrote on his X handle, formerly known as Twitter, that the Nigerian was a major target for clubs, but added that both QPR and Al Ettifaq are keen on securing Mwebeli's services, with Chippa United open to considering offers during the upcoming summer transfer window. In table tennis will kickstart the 13th African Games taking place in Accra, Ghana from March 8 to 23, according to a statement by the International Table Tennis Federation, ITTF, made known yesterday, Sunday. Being one of the sports expected to showcase talent and skills, 29 countries will jostle for honors in 7 events at the Games. All eyes will be on Africa's highest-ranked player, Kadri Aruna of Nigeria, who is yet to add the African Games men's singles title to his medal tree. The statement by the ITTF also said the Accra International Conference Center will host the table tennis event for 7 days. The men's singles will kick off the tournament with 84 men, while 62 women will battle for the coveted prize in the event. We are following up on these sport stories and sport news, and we'll keep updating you. And that will be a wrap on today's News Hour. Let's check the top stories again. We told you that the National President, Senior Staff Association of Nigerian Universities, Mohammed Ibrahim, has appealed to the federal government to release the withheld 4-month salaries of its members to help reduce economic hardship on them. South African authorities have intensified the search for a missing 6-year-old girl with a unit of the Navy joining the operation. Pieces of clothing allegedly stained with blood were found in Saldanha Bay near Cape Town over the weekend. And in sports, the Nigeria Olympics Committee said that Nigeria will be represented by no fewer than 358 athletes in 25 sports at the 13th African Games. That's it on News Hour today. On behalf of the entire editorial news and production team, my name is Choma Victor. Stay with us here on TV Sapienza. We have other programs to ensure that you enjoy the rest of your evening. Kindly be security conscious, be on the alert, whatever it is you do. Ensure you have a productive week ahead of you and you are on the right path of the law. Do have a great time. Stay with us.